Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I'm Cipher, and this is the Devil's Advocate Debate Club. Welcome back. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit more about blocking people on Twitter, a subject I've touched on in the past. If you haven't seen it, I did a video titled Why I Don't Block Nazis, talking about why I don't think anyone should really block anyone under most circumstances. However, recently speaking, I've considered blocking not just anyone, but my own mother. Now, those of you who've watched my channel for a while will know that I've spoken of the toxic relationship that my mother and I have had, and will also know that I consider her to be responsible for a lot of the more positive aspects of who I am as a person, not just the negative ones. Some of the negative ones. So, it's complicated when it comes to the reasons why I don't think that we'll ever really talk again. But for quite some time, she had me blocked on Twitter. I thought that this was fairly ridiculous, as I'd tweeted to her exactly once, and it hadn't been about anything political or, anything that we normally argue about. However, she has since then unblocked me, and I know this because she will, on a fairly regular basis, more regular than she even tweets about anything, will go through and like replies to my tweets. So I know that this means that she's reading my Twitter account and going through the threads and, checking up on me and finding things contrary to what I'm saying that she agrees with to like. This is extremely passive-aggressive and, in my opinion, childish when she knows that she could just respond to me, and while I have no interest in talking to her in person, I respond to pretty much everyone on my Twitter account. I do my best to argue a point until I feel we're going in circles. It just seems weird, and the more it was happening, and she even liked a couple of tweets that were from me, not just responses to my tweets, showing that, well, maybe she's not as tribally hateful of me as I had thought. But it just struck me as weird, and it made me feel uncomfortable, and I considered blocking her, the way that lots of people on Twitter block me when I make them feel uncomfortable, generally by actually questioning their viewpoints. But I've been blocked just for liking replies to tweets that were contrary to what people believed. So, I stopped. I thought about why I felt the way that I did. I realized that it wasn't a big deal, that it's probably just my mother, who I'm sure on some level still cares about me, checking up on me, and, then doing what people on Twitter do. Virtue signaling by liking the opinions that are closest to the echo chamber they happen to operate in. So I didn't block my mother, and I don't intend to. In fact, I still don't intend to block anyone under any circumstances. To touch again upon why I think that if you block someone, you're just preventing them from, potentially learning from your opinions. If they're harassing you, you can report them for that. I guess this is all this trail goes. We'll turn around. Sorry about the blur. But blocking people and getting them banned from social media if they're not doing anything, illegal, which harassment is, is just a way to further radicalize people. If you force people into the dark corners of the web, they're going to find the other people who've been forced to the dark corners of the web. And you're putting the actual Nazis and racial radicals alongside people who have done nothing. I mean, Mumkey Jones was slightly edgy in the way that he talked about serious issues, but as far as I can tell, he was basically banned from YouTube for the audacity of being willing to talk about subversive subjects and people. So, don't block each other. And when you have that emotional moment where someone makes you feel uncomfortable, or not even just a moment, where someone has been for a period of time making you feel uncomfortable, find other ways to handle it. Talk to them, or talk about them, or just learn to move on with your life and ignore the toxic people who might want to troll you. Oh, looks like someone's coming down the path, so I'm going to cut this one short. I try not to get people in my videos, but thank you for watching. As always, I'm your host, Lewis Cipher. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Devil's Advocate Debate Club. I'll post something again later today.